Hello, welcome to my videos and my blog. In this time, I'm going to talk about what happened yesterday on 2025 NBA Playoff Day 36, where yesterday was played the Game 3 on Western Conference Finals, where the Minnesota Timberwolves didn't have any problem and defeated the Oklahoma City Thunder 143 to 101. And with this victory, the Timberwolves won the first game in the series. So let's talk about a little more about this game. Well, remember that before this game, the Thunders were leading the game 2-0 because they had won the both games in Oklahoma City in an easy way because they won the both games for more than 15-point difference. So this was a must victory for the Timberwolves because if they lost this game, they were falling 0-3 and the series was almost over. So yesterday the Timberwolves played a tremendous game because it's a game of win or go home, and they took advantage to playing to playing home, and they got the victory. And about the Thunders, they had a very bad game. It's obvious because you can play and win all the games, and they have a bad game and they pay for that. About this game, the Timberwolves dominate this game from the beginning to the end. They play a tremendous game, the best game in this series, and the Thunder played his worst basketball in the series because since the beginning the Timberwolves took advantage, and they never let the Thunder could reduce that gap because in the first quarter the Timberwolves won the quarter by 20-point difference, 34 by 14, and it was impossible for the Thunders to reduce that gap. In the second quarter, the Thunders improved a little, but the Timberwolves continue to play at tremendous basketball level because they scored only almost 40 points. They scored 58 points. The Thunders improved because they scored 27 points, but again they lost this quarter. This time they lost it by 11-point difference, and in the halftime they were trailing by 31-point difference, and in the halftime the Timberwolves were leading 72 to 72 to 41-point difference to 31-point difference, and the game was over in that moment because it was very difficult that the Thunder could reduce that gap. Of course, we have seen some in these playoffs and in the regular season that sometimes when you are trailing by more than 25-point difference, you can reduce that gap and to have the opportunity to win that game. But in this time, it was impossible because the Timberwolves play a tremendous basketball level. Because I thought that in the halftime the Thunders had made some adjustment. They could start in a very good way the third quarter. They could reduce the game to a less than 10-point difference, and the game should have been a tremendous game. But it wasn't because the Timberwolves continued to play in a very good basketball. In the second half, the Thunders improved a little, but this was because the Timberwolves had the game under control. They relaxed his basketball, but it was impossible for the Thunders to reduce that gap in the third quarter. How I told you, the game was over because the Timberwolves were leading the game for more than 30-point difference. They won the third quarter by 6-point difference, 35 by 29, and they increased the lead to a 36-point difference in the end of the third quarter. And the Timberwolves were leading in the end of the third quarter 107 to by 270. So the game was over because the difference was by 37-point difference, and the game was over. In the fourth quarter, both players put to play the bench player because the game was over, and in the end, the Timberwolves won the game 149 to 101 by 41-point difference. It was a humiliation, and the Timberwolves won the first game. But in the end, the Thunders are still in the series 2-1. About the best player for the Timberwolves, the best player was Anthony Edwards, that played at tremendous basketball level. The best game in this series with 30 points, 9 rebounds, and 9 assists. The second best player was Julius Randle with 24 points, 4 rebounds, and 3 assists. And the third best was Terrence Shannon Jr. with 15 points. You can see here that 6 players scored more than that 7 player for the Timberwolves scored more than 10 points. 10 points, sorry. So this was the big difference to win this game. And about the Thunder, they played the worst game in this series because his best player, the MVP of the regular season, Joe Jones Alexander, only scored 14 points. Jalen Williams only scored 13 points, and Shane Holmgren, sorry, so only scored 10 points. So they have a bad game, and they need to recover if they want to avoid that the Timberwolves tie the series. So what's next? This game 4, sorry, of this series will be played tomorrow in Minnesota, Minneapolis, where the Timberwolves need to win this game to tie the series, and the Thunders need to win this game to take the advantage, the 3-1 advantage in the series, and to try to close the series in Oklahoma. So what's next? Today we have the game 4 in the Eastern Conference Finals, where the Indiana Pacers will receive the New York Knicks on Indianapolis at 20 o'clock Eastern time. Remember that this is a surprise because the Pacers are leading the series 2-0. They won the both games in New York City and New York, and they stole the home advantage to the Knicks. So I think that this series is over because of the way the Pacers won the game 1, where they were trailing by 14-point difference with less than 3 minutes to play. Later they forced overtime and they won the game in the overtime. In the second game, the Pacers were the best team. They were leading most part of the game, and the Knicks had the opportunity to do the same that the Pacers did, because the Knicks were trailing by 10-point difference with less than 2 minutes to play, but they couldn't make what the Pacers did in the game 1. So I think that the Pacers had the game under control. I see very difficult that the Pacers can lose this game because they are in home, and I see very difficult that the Knicks can do that. But let's see. I think that the Pacers, because they will play in home, they will win this game by more than 5-point difference. They will get the game. They will put the series 3-0, and the series is going to be over, but let's see. So I hope you like this video, and if you have any comment or suggestion, you can write me in any of my social media platforms. So see you next video. Cheers.